Talk365TV's Talking Movies, now with Holly Love and Todd Summers.
Hi everybody, welcome back. Holly, guess what?
Tell me.
We get to talk movies.
Yes! What are we doing?
Well, kind of the usual. The theaters are open again, finally.
Okay.
So you can go see movies. I'm not quite sure what the protocol is now. Do you? To go see a movie? I'm sure there's social distancing in the theater, and maybe they're only letting a certain amount in.
I think
I'm not sure.
that's it. Call your favorite theater and find out what it takes to get in there and how early you need to be there, or if you need to place the reservation, because obviously if you're itching to get back into theaters,
Yeah.
I mean, I've missed it.
I have too.
I mean, I missed
It's
the
just not the
whole
same.
religion of the popcorn and the big drink
Yep.
and sitting down in the dark.
Yep.
It's like, it's so fun.
The great sound, the beautiful picture in
Yes.
front of you. Yeah.
Okay,
but-
so coming out in theaters, it's a little weird. Once again, because we had like this big pause happening, we know like The Quiet Place.
Right.
Silvia and I had a big plug with the Krasinski Blunts, or the Blunt Krasinski. Miss Emily and John, it's our hashtag relationship goals. I'm in love with them. Have you seen their like feud that they have where they do the practical jokes with Jimmy Kimmel?
I have. It's hilarious.
I don't know how I apply to be their friend, but I would really like to. But we were campaigning for me to win to get to go and snuggle with them and watch their movie, even though I'm terrified of scary movies. But for them, so they were going to do a double feature, and apparently that was paused and is happening not until September.
Oh, okay.
And then besides that, we've got a little time, right?
Yeah, I think so. We've got Unhinged
Oh.
with Russell Crowe is coming out soon. It might be in theaters now. I think there's some good buzz about that.
I saw an interview with him and Jimmy Fallon, and of course he's over in the bush, basically, is what he said. He's like basically hiding with his parents, and he's got I don't know how many kids he has, but he was saying that his kids all wanted to be in Sydney, and he was like, what are you thinking or wherever, like, you know, they are in the most busy cities, and he said the reason was Uber Eats.
Really?
They were like, we're not coming to you because there's no food. So anyway, I thought that was
funny.
cute. But apparently he is a force in whatever this movie is. I've not seen a lot about it.
Yeah, he always gives a great performance, no matter what he's in. You know,
Right.
I think he's just a strong actor.
Right. Okay, so let's get to the things that we can do and we know we can do, which is watch again. So beyond watching in theaters, we are here to tell you all about what to watch again. And if you're feeling a little stumped, because you've been home a lot and you're starting to get a little stir crazy with the watch agains, we have some advice.
Yeah. Well, I know that you've always liked musicals.
I
Right.
love musicals.
Yeah. Musicals were really popular with MGM. That's kind of their whole thing was back in the 30s and 40s. They had a whole division just for musicals.
It's like I missed
Yeah.
my calling.
Yeah,
my
Arthur
time in
Freed
life.
was one of the top producers. Pandro S. Berman, I think, was a top producer back then. You know, and they had such great talent for those.
Well, we
Esther
were
Williams
talking about
and-
Esther Williams
yeah.
and growing up, and the fact that I grew up with my mom, and I mean at that time I had DVDs and VHS copies of movies that were some of her favorites, but on like The Sound of Music, Mary Poppins, of course, Esther Williams,
Yeah.
and we would watch AMC together, 7 Year Itch, which wasn't a musical, but West Side Story. I mean, these were movies that like I just were my childhood almost, and my mom worshipped Esther Williams.
Really?
And you were saying that they created that genre for her. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Well, she was, now I can't remember quite exactly what her history was, but she
Right.
was beautiful.
Of course.
And she was a world-class swimmer. I don't know if she went to the Olympics.
But worthy.
Yeah, but very, you know, fantastic swimmer. And somebody discovered her.
Right.
I think she lived in Hollywood. They discovered her, did a couple of screen tests. Now, she did more movies than just the water ones, you know.
Of course.
Neptune's Daughter was really big, $1 Million Mermaid. But yeah, she was so pretty and so good at swimming that they created this water ballet. I'm not quite sure what they called them. Yeah, it was just great
Synchronized
films.
swimming.
Yeah, great
I mean,
films.
if you wanted to be a synchronized swimmer, that was the era
Yeah.
to go after it, because there was like films being made about it. But those
Yeah.
movies, so we recommend that, you know, maybe find a genre that you love, like make it classic movie month, make it musical movie month, and then that way you can go back and find some really great ones, because this month on Netflix is the classic movie Fiddler on the Roof. Now, I have seen the musical multiple times, It's amazing. Talk about cry every time. It's such a great musical. I've never seen the movie.
Oh, really?
No,
Oh,
so I'm
you have
excited.
to see
So
it, yeah.
Netflix it's starting. Let's talk a little bit about it.
Okay, well, the play came out in 1964. And then in 71, they came out with the movie starring Topol and a bunch of other fine actors that I don't know who they are, but
We'll show them.
we'll show them. But the music in it is just, it's fun, it's powerful, it's haunting, it's emotional.
Right.
You know, it's such a biting story that, but they've interjected humor in it.
Right.
With the acting and the writing, and it's such a great, I think it's one of the best musicals ever.
Well,
It's
and that's
fantastic.
up against a lot because during that time we had like My Fair Lady, Hello Dolly. When was like 72 from Bones on? What was that one? The Music Man.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of that one. That just came out. Now this goes back a little bit further, but the one with Judy Garland, Meet Me in St. Louis, kind of the Christmas one. My favorite haunting. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas when her red lips and red dress.
Do you get misty when you watch that?
Every time.
Yeah.
And I keep trying to make all of, like Andy and my family love it as much as me. Nobody really does. It's her red hair, red lips. They could just get me. It was my childhood. I wanted to be her.
Right.
It's true. I might have rubbed off a little. I don't know.
Maybe.
All right, so last but not least, we have got our watch party. So, Toddy.
Okay. You know that I'm a rugged,
I do.
extremely manly.
Manly man.
I've got
He
motorcycles.
owns a motorcycle.
2 of them.
2. And a BMW that's beautiful, Klaus.
So I found a new series on Netflix that I've been watching.
And you feel good about it.
Feel good about it.
Bring it.
It's called The Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce.
I'm going to tell you, it's sexy.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a couple
It
of
is.
the episodes, like most of the first season.
Yeah, very well written. It's about a woman that plays a writer. It kind of centered around Hollywood. Her best friend is a former model or a current model. Her other best friend is Janine Garofalo, who is fantastic, and she's an attorney, and it's hilarious. It's
It is
well
really
written.
good, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of like, if I may say, the woman's version of Californication.
I would agree.
Yeah.
That is an excellent comparison.
Not quite as saucy,
Right.
but close.
But still just as hot. So, I mean, honestly, I love this show because I think it is such a great example of where we are at collectively. And maybe because it reflects my life and most people I know's life, which means, you know what, you might have had kids and had a whole marriage thing, but there's like this whole life that happens in your 30s and 40s, and I feel like Hollywood now reflects it so accurately and shows you how much more life you have and so much more you can bring to the table, and that you shouldn't just think your life is over if, your first marriage didn't work out, or your second or your third. I only did 2, but we're done at 2. But anywho, back to, that one is really good. I love it. The other one before we go would be Shameless, which we both agreed. I watched the first couple seasons, but you said you got went a little dark.
Yeah, the whole thing's dark from day one.
But it went way dark.
It's still on air now. They're still doing new episodes now.
Really?
Yeah, I got to season 9 and it was just too much
Of the same.
One bad thing after next. And it just, it just
But
kind
in the beginning, it really had you lit up. You were so excited.
It's not for children at all.
No.
But it's funny. It's got great writing, great acting, great cast.
Right.
It's produced. The showrunner is John Wells, who did West Wing. Everything. He's fantastic. So it's really good if you have time.
Right. Check it out for really, really good TV. All right. Well, Toddy, thank you for a little talking movies with me. We are super excited. We love it. We've got some good things to look forward to, both in theaters being open. It'll be an adventure. So stay tuned with that. We'll just follow along and see what happens. And then we'll be right back with some more fun right after this.